This is my last video. I have a feeling it's going to be my last video. To u2hubbard. It's been a few days since I replied to you. I'm not going to make any more videos to you. I doubt it. I mean, I always reserve the right to change my mind, but the reason I'm not going to is because you are an intellectually dishonest person. That's not just an opinion of mine. It's pretty much the truth. An example of that, see, when I make a charge, I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago, you said, you don't think, this, I'm going to read it right out of here. I don't think you married outside of your race. I find a lot of similarities between white and Asians, blah, blah, blah. You went on and on and on. Now, I never try to use my marriage as some sort of example of why I should be given extra points when it comes to debating race, or like I'm some sort of freaking diversity expert or anything like that, because I don't think of my wife as somebody from another race or whatever. She's just my wife. But for you to say that you don't think I married outside of my race, it's just, you're just a fucking dumbass if you think that. I don't care if you believe it or whatever, but I mean, race can be defined, I guess, depending on where you went to school, but pretty much, yeah, if somebody that's born and raised in a freaking foreign country, from me in Korea, I was born and raised in the United States, she's part of the Asian race, I'm part of the white race, that's pretty freaking blatant if you ask me. For you to say that you don't think that we're married because you see a lot of similarities, again, you're just being intellectually dishonest. I don't care if you believe it or not. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me. But it shows me how it doesn't matter what I say or do if I win. You can debate opinion all you want. You know what they say. You can't debate the facts. But you seem to want to be able to debate the facts. When you lay a charge out like conservatives aren't very black folk friendly, or their policies, or whatever it was that you said, and I ask you for an example of that, you can't give me, I ask you for 5 examples, you can't give me one example. You just say, well, the other black people that frickin' stray away from the conservative viewpoint, something must be right then. That's just the stupidest frickin' argument you can use, because if a lot of other people do it, it must be the right way. Or it must be that the policies are not black folk friendly because so many black folks aren't conservative. That's like saying back in the days of slavery that, well, all those people that own slaves, they all go to church, they're church-going people, so I guess that must mean that owning slaves is freaking a moral thing to do, because there's so many people that go to my church that own slaves. That's a freaking pretty good example. You might not understand it because, again, you're freaking not intellectually honest. You are a freaking intellectually dishonest freaking person, Hubbard. I don't know how more ways I could say it. That's just the way you are. You don't want to debate. You have a stand. You'll just make shit up. Now you come out with this freaking, when are you going to talk about my 5 conservative references? You use the freaking 2 that people on the freaking, let me open this up. Use Limbaugh and Fox News as your examples of, as you say, figures that are racist as hell towards blacks and other people who are non-white. Fox News is racist as hell towards blacks. Rush Limbaugh is racist as hell towards blacks. Now, I could ask you to give me examples of that, but I already know what you do when asked to actually present facts to support your statement. You just freaking run and hide and freaking try to bury it under a bunch of freaking paragraph upon paragraph upon paragraph of nonsense that you type to me. You can't freaking tell me Rush Limbaugh is racist towards blacks. Let me tell you why. I'll give you a quick example of why. Did you know that the person that presided over his wedding, not this past one, dude's been married like 4 times, the one before, Marta was his wife's name. The pastor that married them was black. It's not really a pastor, but the person that married him is a black man. Now, a true dyed-in-the-wool racist would never have a black guy marry him. I think anybody that's intellectually honest would agree with that. Where you will part ways with me is when I tell you who that person was. That person is Clarence Thomas. Oh, he's an Uncle Tom. He's ashamed of his race. All the stupid freaking things people that believe in the nonsense that you believe in that have to say to try to pretend like Clarence Thomas isn't really a black man. He's ashamed of himself. I've heard all the tired, stupid freaking arguments that people use that have to be as freaking politically correct or whatever you want to use on yours. If they don't walk, and when I say they, I mean the black people that you don't agree with, the conservative black people, if they don't walk in lockstep with the way you want them to, they've sold out the race. They've done all that. They have to be freaking humiliated, or you have to try to humiliate them. I just freaking hate it. People are individuals. And you're going to try to tell me what I need to do. Dude, you got to be freaking kidding me. You need to stop trying to be such an individual and admit that you're a part of these groups and blah, blah. Dude, I'm doing just fine. You're the one that has to stand behind your race and make it seem as if you can't make it in the world because of your race, or you have all these roadblocks in front of you because of your race. You're the one with the problem, dude, not me. You are the one with the problem. And I'll bid you farewell, because I'm not going to make any videos to a guy that freaking won't even have an honest debate. You're pretty much shown yourself to be a freaking idiot, if you ask me. Talk to you later. No, I won't.